Hello everybody, right, it's been a day since I did the repairs on one side of my pieces of wood. Camera's fucking about, and I'm going to try and get the second side done now, and obviously using the technique that we picked up yesterday, because looking at the leading edge or the front edge of this is messy. So also my repairs, I mean these will sand down, but it's just time consuming, and it's the area of effect from the glue, but we'll get to that anyway. I've also checked how the repair was doing on this one, where I glued the side. It's absolutely fine, not pulling away at all, so I'm happy with that. So okay, there's quite a bit to do on the back of here then. Let's get rid of that compound and a little bit of glue. Right, okay, so I'm going to adjust the camera position and we'll get started. Okay, now there's quite a few on this piece to do, so I don't think the camera will pick up me doing all of them. It's kind of like if I have the camera close you can see, if I have it too close you can't see everything, if I have it too far away you can't see anything at all. Right, so obviously the process we're going to use is a little bit of filling, wipe it away, and then put the wood dust on. Now on some of the bits that we did yesterday, there are a couple of bits that are going to need extra work, but I'll focus, if need be, on this side, so basically we've covered all sides, and then any additional bits that need doing I can do afterwards. I've got a bit of paper stuck on there. Now I've got quite a bit of a divot here, so I might have to build that one up a bit. Because I don't mind having to build them up. Okay. Try to make things easy for myself and made them a bit harder. Okay. I mean, once again, you could say doing these on the underside of the shelves are pointless, but I don't think they're pointless, especially when with some of the shelves, given where it will be, I'm actually going to be able to look up at the underside of the shelves, so I'd rather see them looking neat and tidy rather than looking untouched. Right, apologies about that. I got a phone call off my brother. So I had to finish off doing the piece of wood that I was working on while I was on the phone to him and couldn't have the camera going at the same time. So you've not missed much other than me filling in a number of holes, which I'm going to continue doing now. I had to carry on, otherwise the glue would just dry up on me. Oh, that'd be alright. I think that'd be alright, really. Yeah, I need sanding down a bit anyway. I mean, also I'm going to need to sand all these down again anyway, but I'm not going to, I shouldn't need to power tool or use the power sander to do it. I mean, I could, and it'd be quicker, probably, in a sense of how long it'd take to sand them down, but in getting set up and taking everything outside, by the time I'd done that, I could have just hand sanded it anyway, because it shouldn't be that much that all of this needs sanding now. Oh dear. Okay, let's spin this around. Now, because I got interrupted by a phone call and it stopped the recording, I don't know how long the other clip was, so I don't know when this recording, oh shit, will all of a sudden end. Oh, I need to glue the knot. I think my cotton bud's just about had it on that end. Starting to get more messy. Oh. Well, to be fair, the glue that I put on there yesterday's worked quite well because it's in place still. I'm not going to try forcing it to check even more. Now, while I'm recording this, I'm still working through. I mean, if you're watching this, I have no idea how long it will have been from the point of me recording it. I think it's what, May 12th today. So if you're watching this in June, July, yeah, it's been a couple of months. I'm still working through editing. What was it? I think I've edited up to video number 20, which I've done today. I have no idea what number these shelves are going to end up being at. Probably going to be in the 60s or something stupid like that. Right. I think about it, I don't think yesterday that I can't remember if I put sawdust in the groove. I don't think I did on this. Now, I will admit, I don't think I'm doing the new process full justice today, but I'm approaching being as clean and tidy as I could and should be. Okay, I don't really need to do any more on there. No, I didn't put any sawdust into the other side of that. That would have been because I needed to get it to stick before I do repairs on it. So there are some bits of this that I'm going to have to return to, which I don't mind at all. On to the next one. Okay. A bit of sanding is going to be needed there. Oh, I just spotted a little, tiny little fucking hole in this knot here. And a couple of tiny little holes here. And on one of the other pieces, there was a row of holes that I saw and did repairs on. And it would appear that on this one, I either simply didn't see them or I ignored them. Either's possible, but I might as well fill them while I'm here. I'm glad now that I kept all this sawdust as well. I mean, this is mahogany sawdust going into a pine piece of timber. So that's a number of those holes filled. Ow. Oh, shoulder's starting to hurt. Interestingly as well, looking back on some of the videos while I've been editing them, I know that I was suffering a lot early on with pains in my shoulder. And I actually think there was two factors to it. One, I was doing a lot more than I was used to doing, so I was suffering a lot for him. But also, bad positioning of my equipment. I had the pot of varnish sort of just over here, so anytime I wanted to do anything, I had to have my arm up, which was then causing me pain. And to be honest, I hadn't noticed it at all until I watched the video back. I suppose this is where if I had like really fine brushes, I'd be able to put the glue on much neater, but I do still think, I think I'd rather have a potentially very fine syringe to squeeze it into the places I want it to go. I mean, to fair, even if I make this a little bit messy, it's tidier than, it's a hell of a lot tidier than it was before. Just gonna glue this knot in, just poke it out a bit, and this one's actually next to a screw hole as well. And okay. Okay, let's spin this around. Oh, okay, my shoulder is hurting now. It's nothing to do with angle. Well, it might be. Maybe I'm sticking my arm up and not realising it. Okay, this has got a very deep hole, so I think I might have to just glue this for now, because that's going to sink in. Yeah, there's no point trying to fill that yet. I just need to leave that to sink in. Okay. I think after this piece I'll going to transfer the video onto my computer, because I think I'll be in a little low on space at the moment. Looking like it's gonna fucking hammer it down outside. Interesting, okay. That's gonna need sanding down a bit. Okay, so that's that piece done, I believe. So I'm going to take a quick break, transfer the data. I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so now we're on to this bigger piece. I don't even know if there is anything to do on this. A little bit. Yeah, so there's only a bit up there to do. It's taken me a while to get this done with having a couple of interruptions. My glue is actually starting to dry up a bit. That's something I may have to think of doing in the future, is trying different ways of filling holes. I mean, obviously I've been using dowels. It's very easy and very accessible, but they don't always give the best of finish. I mean, obviously I've not been helping it by not giving it the best opportunity, but it has made me wonder whether it'd be handy for me to try filling in different ways. So instead of having a hole, perhaps doing something a bit different, like putting a wedge. So like, yeah, I mean, these are obviously all of these repairs are all circular. But if I'd have knocked in a wedge of wood, perhaps maybe I could get a different type of finish from it. I'm not sure. I just need to hope that these pieces of wood over here are not all sticking together. I mean, I will be honest, I do not know how much that could do with topping up a little bit actually, but I'll worry about that after. I want to do the opposite sides. That should be alright. So I'll turn this around because there's a bit more up there. Yeah, so rather than topping up any bits that need topping up today, if they've got bits that need doing on the other side like this, I'll do those, and I can look at additions at a later point. Oh, itchy eye. Thinking about it, I should have worn my glasses actually, my safety glasses. We're working with the dust. Okay. Okay, so we can let that. I'll try and not get it on the cable. Let that dry off. I have to hope that none of those are going to stick to each other. Okay, that might need a bit of filling. Okay, so seeing as that's the only bit on this, I can do, I'll try and get it coupled. So that even though this is a bit of a top up, because there isn't anything else to do on it, I might as well do it. Okay, yeah, my glue is definitely drying up. Also, something I've never actually done is I've not actually looked at how professionals do wood repairs. It might be probably worth me looking at that actually at some point. I mean, I've never looked, so you know, I'm kind of learning by doing. So, I mean, it's one of the pros. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily it's theory, but I kind of do understand the. You can quite often learn more from your mistakes than you can from your successes. So, yeah. Okay, that's looking alright. And there's nothing else on there that needs doing. That's handy. Now this one. Okay, that might need topping up a little bit if there's nothing else to do on here, which there isn't. Okay, let's top this up a bit. Way too much glue on there. See, this is where as well with things like these knots, I mean, thinking about it actually, so I've never watched any professional repairs, but things like these knots, I know Twilight was asking me recently if I'd thought about playing about with resins. The answer is yes, because I could use them in situations like this where this knot has got a bit of a crack going through it. If I had a liquid resin that I could just soak into there, it would work so much better than this technique and look better as well. I mean, if you imagine how it'd look if, let's say, for example, I got, say, a gold fleck resin going through the crack. I mean, okay, blue would look good or a green would look good, it'd look a bit interesting, but imagine if it was like a gold fleck, that would be really cool. So it is definitely something that I have been wanting to play about with. I've just not really got to that stage yet. Not that I've not got to the stage where I've been confident enough to go, right, it's time to buy some resins. Okay, I've got a feeling that this may, I'll go with a fill on this one, but it may be too soon for a filling on this because it's still quite a big divot in there. Excuse me. Now, with this bit, if I could end up making this bit look a hell of a lot better than it would have done had I tried it pre-yesterday, learning what I'd learned, I'll be amazed, because this is probably the worst part of all of these repairs I'm having to do, the worst looking bit. Different heights, two circled, like two dowels in it, big gaps. I mean, okay, it's not perfect, but it ain't bad. excuse my stomach. And we'll be having some lunch after this. Didn't clear the glue off there properly. That should, although it doesn't look great at the moment, that should actually clean up quite nicely. It may need another filling, but I have absolutely no problem giving it that. Right, okay. I'm probably going to leave these now for today, so that I can let it all dry. Bit annoying actually, I'm using more, I'm wasting a bit of glue. Wasting more glue than I would like, to be honest. But I mean, using the big bottle that I've got, I nicked the bottle off my dad. So, but yeah, pouring it out of that and trying to get a little bit, it's not that easy. And the nozzle is fucking useless. So yeah. Like I said, I'm going to take a break. Probably, I think it will be me done on these today, because I don't want to go. There's no way I'm sanding any of the work that I've done today. It's nowhere near dry enough, so I might as well leave it till tomorrow. Then I can sand all of it, and any final bits that need topping up can be topped up. Slow day but productive day, really. So yeah, can't argue with that. So have a good one, and I shall see you shortly.